Okay, everybody. Just like old times. This is crazy. So I wanted to point your attention to this gentleman, Chris Ramsey. I was just paying attention to his channel recently, and it is epic. Let's watch this again.
Has there ever been a situation that you were in where you've gotten confirmation of government's involvement with human alien hybrids?
Yes.
Okay. From a credible source, you could say.
Yes.
They know about the hybrids.
Yes.
I mean, gun to your head right now, you would say absolutely.
Absolutely. Yes.
They were able to collect DNA from aliens.
John Ramirez, former CIA officer, 25-year career.
CIA had a program
To trace this alien DNA.
in certain families, and particularly their children were of interest to CIA.
The CIA was tracking the activity of hybrids, human alien hybrids in the United States.
That and going back in their lineage.
In that 25 years.
Okay, so Ramirez says that the CIA was tracking particular bloodlines, human hybrids. Now, if in fact that's true, there's a couple of different options. One is that there are human hybrids. My biggest explanation would be that the people on the ark is one formula that might fit the bill to see where these human hybrids came from, because as we know, Noah took these sons of his. They all had wives, but at that time the sons of man married the daughters of humans and had hybrids called Nephilim. Now, if that's true and the Nephilim did exist, did his son or sons marry a purebred human, or did one marry a very human-looking hybrid that was part Nephilim? And is that what they were looking for in the CIA that Ramirez is talking about? Because it seems more plausible than just having something appear on Earth and then there was this, they were experimenting with the CIA. That doesn't make any sense at all. Now, a very old family that would have had a lot of that money and very much into the occult of the Luciferians and very much into the satanic bloodline worship would have been these people right here with the money to do it. And I'm just going to point this out. This is a Q drop, and it specifically states, one of the Anons asks, "Are we alone, Roswell?" And Q says, "No. Highly classification. Consider the vastness of space." Q. So he's actually confirming that there are alien races that exist. He's literally saying it right to our face. I believe there are certain individuals that have a particular blood, and I think that those individuals definitely worship their Luciferian forefathers. We don't know for a fact, so until something happens where we can collect this blood and take a look at it for ourselves, we can honestly say that there was people actively looking for it. One of them, I would say, using their individuals at the CIA, would be the Rothschilds. Now, with that being said, we have people like Hillary Rodham Clinton, according to the WikiLeaks files. They were caught on file, and they were shown to the world, and they were asking about a particular Nephilim bloodline. That was Hillary Rodham Clinton, and she's best friends with who? Lady D. Rothschild in the United States. It's common knowledge. Now, I'm going to show you this, which is, here she is, and we're going to watch this video. Very interesting. Pay attention. This is Gilgamesh, okay? A mighty warrior. Some people call him Gilgamesh. His other names were, the name escapes me. But he was a mighty hunter, and he built the city of Uruk. And the reason why he has this lion around his belt in some of the pictures is because that was identified as his wife, Ishtar, who some people actually say was his own mother. Anyways, it's a long story, but let's listen to this video first.
The war in Iraq. Everybody meet Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh was an ancient Sumerian king who ruled in what we now know is modern-day Iraq. And he was a 17 to 20 foot giant. He was a demigod, which means he was half human and half god. Now, Gilgamesh was a barbaric king. He built up and ruled over the city of Uruk, which is, again, modern-day Iraq. So what does he have to do with the war in Iraq? This brings us to 2003, when German archaeologist Jörg Fassbinder was digging in modern-day Iraq, and he thought he found the city of Uruk.
Gilgamesh was simply a figment of myth. That was until Jörg Fassbinder and his team of archaeologists, using modern technology to look deep into the ground, discovered an entire ancient city beneath the desert, astonishingly laid out just as the city of Uruk, over which Gilgamesh had purportedly reigned, was described in the epic. More importantly, on the outskirts of the ancient city was what appeared to be a burial site, which archaeologists believed to be the tomb of the ancient king.
So Jörg goes to the authorities, tells them he thinks that he found the city of Uruk and possibly the tomb of Gilgamesh, and 5 months later, we invade Iraq. Now here's where it gets crazy, because not only did we invade Iraq immediately after his findings, our military builds a base directly over the ruins. Anyway, it's not a secret that the USA established a base in the old Babylonian city, destroyed some historical artifacts, and also took with them many of the artifacts. They constructed buildings and helicopter landing pads in the ancient city. It's not a secret that they were searching for something very important.
This is where it gets crazy.
Yeah.
All the archaeological sites were then stopped in Iraq, so stop digging, you're out of here. And the U.S. military set up an encampment around the tomb site. But the locals around this encampment reported that the U.S. military were digging at night, taking things out of the ground, and putting them onto trucks and driving them off.
There were none. There were no weapons of mass. Okay.
And, something's wrong. It's a whole world of deceit. We're going into Iraq to get artifacts, not to get anything but artifacts. That was the most important thing, they said.
But which artifacts?
I don't know. They just said artifacts. There were things in Iraq that were sold that we had to go get. Bush wanted those artifacts. It was very important.
Did we get them, and if so, where did they go?
We got them. They said they got everything they needed from that country.
Where is it?
I don't know. We have it.
Saddam Hussein was building a massive reconstruction of Babylon near the ancient city. Was he trying to hide something huge? Is that why the U.S. decided to invade Iraq so fast and acquire the ancient relic? If you go on the Department of State's website and type in Gilgamesh, you are actually brought to the formal request for the ancient tomb of Gilgamesh. They were requesting his body from the burial site. So when we invaded Iraq, we went in and just took it all, and we actually had to return it. There's even an email from WikiLeaks that says requesting documents pertaining to the resurrection chamber of Gilgamesh, the location of his body, and the location of the buried Nephilim. Our entire world is biblical. So what does our government do? It comes in and it covers it up.
So there you have it. It's an interesting video, and you can see these documents right here. This is Hillary Rodham Clinton. I believe the gentleman from the State Department at which time Hillary was the head of. His name was HSU, Patrick HSU. And he was requesting the resurrection chamber of Gilgamesh. Now, if that's true, and they knew what Gilgamesh actually was, and they found his body, there would be hybrids. Now, that's a scary thought. And what they could do with those genetic genes is even more scarier. Here is another gentleman that's talking about. Oh, let's go back to. Okay, so this is the this is the actual request. Okay, and Patrick Hugh. This is FOIA. Okay, and they're requesting documents pertaining to the resurrection chamber of Gilgamesh. They literally name him, the location of his body, and the location of the buried Nephilim. So there were others. Oh my Lord. There were other Nephilim. Holy Nels. Okay. That just changes the whole ball game. Sorry. I didn't really get that until now. But anyway, so there's more bodies. There's more Nephilim that are buried. Okay, let's go back to this gentleman. I'm just going to find him. Sorry. And we'll finish up what he was saying on this show. And I have something on my screen I have to get rid of. You guys can't see it. It's so annoying. It's like an ad. Let's just hate that right in the middle of your video. Anyways, I find all of this extremely entertaining, if not very educational, because I believe that there's going to be massive discovery coming very shortly, very soon. And I think we're all going to be able to see it.
Did you encounter anyone you knew for sure was read into one of the deeper programs?
Yes.
Did you have a lot of interactions with this person?
Yes, I did.
My name was submitted for that particular compartment.
And the Pentagon came back and said, no, we're not going to read John Ramirez into that. No way.
You specifically?
You specifically cannot be read in. He said, you don't understand, John. This program is the highest secret, top secret in the entire United States government. This top secret information exceeds that of Manhattan Project. His branch
Did operations under the sea, retrieving things.
Bob, one of my engineers, was looking at one of the manuals. It was that thick. And he left that on his desk. The title was UFO Propulsion Systems, Manual of Operations.
We were flying something that wasn't a satellite.
What did it look like?
It looked like an egg. I personally had only one, I would call bad, but not demonic, experience. And that experience was with a reptilian-like being that showed up in my condo when I lived in Washington, D.C. And the other, I can't identify because it was shrouded. It was wearing a cloak.
A hood.
A hood, yeah, a cloak and a hood. And they showed up one night, and they just, I woke up and they go,
Oh, don't mind us. We just want to let you know that we know you moved.
and then I went to medical services.
I had something done here.
And can I get those records? And said, sorry.
Your medical records are classified. You cannot have them.
Okay.
Wait, they classified your own medical records?
Implants are real.
Yeah.
It's not a conspiracy theory, and hybrids are real. That's not a conspiracy theory.
Extremely interesting. And I believe that there is a YouTube video right here. I'll leave all the links where you can take a look and see all of this stuff yourselves. It's very interesting that all of this is coming out now, and I really understand why it is now, because of the technological advances in human history that the deep state tried to hide. And that's really what they did. There's going to be a lot more coming out, and I hope to go live stream on X really soon. I'd like to do a space on everything and get some people at least interested in it. And I hope you guys are interested in it. Click the like and subscribe. This is Sainted, and I'm out of here.